How you doing? Huh? We got you, didn't we? We got you outside of the barn finally. Except now they don't want to go back in, so we had to put all their food and water outside, which I guess is fine. Pooping outside is better because I don't have to scoop it up when you poop outside. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. It's a little windy out here on the open prairie, and I don't know how well you're going to hear me, but I think we're going to just have to bear through it. Now, we had about an inch of rain last night on top of all the other rain we've had, and my garden looks like absolute crap. In fact, I haven't got anything planted except for some stuff way up there where it stays dry, but way down here, real soggy. And in fact, I got standing water kind of all over down here. And now you know why I do raised beds here on this, what is this? This is the north end. And yeah, oh yeah, that project. Ugh, yeah, okay. So, I got a little backstory to tell you. It must have been last fall. I was talking to this old guy. Let's call him Uncle John. Well, Uncle John says, hey, I've been watching your channel. I hear you like to grow garlic. I says, yeah, I like to grow garlic. He says, do you want to grow big garlic? I was like, yeah. And he says, hey, want me to give you some tips on how to grow some big garlic? Keep going. He says, well, I got a method. He says he learned it years ago from another old guy that planted garlic and grew big garlic. He would take his raised beds and plant his garlic in the fall, which I do, and then he would take and cover the cloves with leaves, you know, stuff from the trees in the fall. So that's what I did, and I covered it, and it's all kind of still there. Oh, hi, kitty. Oh, hi. Yeah, we're gonna, you helping? All right, you helping? All right. So yeah, so all the leaves that I put in here are kind of still here for the most part. And then I had put the leaves down on top of the cloves, and then I put a couple layers of these pieces of cattle panel that I got laying around that I've used for different things over the years. And that sort of kept the leaves from blowing away in the wind all winter. And then of course here in like March, all of a sudden I get garlic coming up. And some of it I kind of had to help peek through some of this thick layer of leaves, but it's looking beautiful. I mean, this is first week of May, and it's 1.5 feet tall and really looking wonderful. I'm assuming, it was never explained to me, but I'm assuming that the dead leaves add food for the garlic. I'd always heard that garlic are heavy feeders, so I was going to fertilize them anyway this year. It's kind of one of my little goals, to try to see how big a garlic I can get. But I tell you this story so I can tell you this story. My onions here the other day, and I'm way behind, you know, life story, right? I'm way behind, and I just kind of just started, and there's some little bits peeking out here and there, a little bit. And I think I'm going to try the same tactic with the onions, the onion bulbs. It might be a little late to do it, I don't know, maybe it won't work, but I'm going to give it a try. So I had some leaves in a garbage bag from last fall, and actually now there's trash in there because it was in a garbage sack and the chickens shredded it. And chickens, yeah. And so I just scooped it all up and put it in the wheelbarrow, and I'm going to throw it on there and put my panels on there, at least for maybe a couple of weeks till I get the sprouts coming up through, and then maybe I'll take them off and we'll see what happens. I'm going to try not to get trash in there, but damn chickens. Ugh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Corn in here. Oh, that's not good. Well, you know what? Whatever. A few seeds, a few kernels of corn in there. Ain't gonna bother me none. Where the heck did the corn come from? Oh, it's right by the corn was all, or the leaves were all over my building in there, right by my, they were right by my grain wagon, which I have corn, and it probably was just stuff that had spilled, and yeah. Oh, kitty, what are you doing? You gonna get on camera, come around the other side? No? Meow, meow. Trash, trash, trash. So the other thing I found with this whole leaf trick is it also kept the weeds down. I've noticed, you know, there's basically no weeds growing in here at all. I've had to pluck a couple of them out, but all that organic material has just, you know, whatever the, I don't even remember the word you use for it, but it's kept all the weeds down, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna volunteer from last year. Oh, hi kitty, another kitty showing up. Oh, you're gonna have babies, I think, aren't you? Yeah, are you? Ooh, pretty girl. Yeah. Okay. God, chickens. All right. Hey, you getting in the way of my filming here. I'm trying to put my camera down. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, don't rub your face on my camera, please. No, don't do that. Oh, 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 come on. Hey, hey, you're knocking my camera over. Whoops. Okay, yep, soggy, wet mud all over the place. All right. Okay, well, we got that. We got some of these coming up through already that I planted the other day. Got a few of them. I think this is going to be good for now. Whether it works or not is another story, but that's all right. We'll find out. Certainly can't hurt anything, right? Yeah, right, kitty? Yeah. So maybe we'll check back in a few days or a week or two, and we'll see how it's doing. Stay tuned. All right, well, it is, I don't know, approximately 2.5, maybe 3 weeks later, and here's the onions, and looks like coming up pretty good. I've got a little bit of weeding to do in here, you know, it's not real bad though, considering I've basically completely neglected it for the last couple of weeks. I would say the leaves are kind of keeping the weeds down, more or less. I have some corn growing in here now. I might leave that. I might just let it go. By the time the corn gets big and is going to cause a problem with the onions will be ready to pull. So I might just leave the corn in there. So yeah, I think this works as a method. The garlic, which I showed you before, is looking fantastic. I don't think I've ever had garlic this tall. Geez, that stuff is 2.5, almost 3 feet tall, and very, very little in the way of weeds. I haven't had to do any real weeding in here. I did have the layer of leaves a little thicker over here than I did with these onions. I kind of just scrounged up whatever I could over here, whereas I did these in the fall and there's plenty of leaves out there, you know. But I think we got proof of concept, at least enough to say it keeps the weeds down. Whether or not it makes big bulbs, we'll find out. That's going to be something that's a few weeks away. I think the garlic I'm going to pull, the scapes haven't even come out yet, so I think it's still a few weeks away before I'm going to be pulling that. It's right at the end of May. We got probably a month. I think I usually wait till end of June or 4th of July before I pull garlic. So yeah, we got a few weeks on that, maybe a month. And the onions, of course, are going to be much later in the summer. So gonna be a little while before we determine that, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's bright out here, so it's hard to look at the sky, but I'm trying to get me and the raised bed in the shot. Well, that's all I got for you today. I guess I'll make another video here later in the summer when we start harvesting, and we'll see if this leaf trick makes the bulbs bigger. But I appreciate the watch. Thanks for stopping by.